Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal. E271, a 60D large date roll, Chase Manhattan Bank. How's everybody doing today? Hope all is well. Gonna pull a chip out here. 22. And we have Paul Adams, Mickey, Dan McCumber, and Crispy in the house. Get this roll opened, and we will get going. I will be selling reveals this evening. Pretty sure Chuck's not going to sell reveals. He says he owes you guys reveals. Most everybody should have gotten a package, or will be getting a package within the next day or two. Do have some that will be going out tomorrow after I'm done with this reveal. Oh, that's a long piece of paper for this roll. All righty. Tonight's rolls are a 2004P, a 63D, 55D, 54S, and a 61D. And we will get started with this roll. The first coin is for Dan. Had some pretty good finds over the last week. Look at that and see if that's something that I can't see under the scope. Just had a weird reflection to me. Nope, it's just that, a weird reflection. Got a little bit of a die chip in the 9. Looks to have a little die chip on the mint mark. Josh, welcome. There are a few double die reverses to be had, and that being said, I will probably look at about the first 10 reverses, and then if I notice a different die pair, I'll take a peek at them. Copper Owl Coins, welcome. Coin number 2 for Sissy. All right, we got something here. You can see by this upper loop on the vertical. Let's see what we got. Not a real big RPM, but it is an RPM. See if we can't find this one real quick. All right, let's see what we got here. Wow, no way. Would it be that easy, huh? First one I look at, let's see. I believe so. I believe it's 1mm251. Go to the reverse. It is most definitely 1mm251. Wow, that's Not too shabby. Farm Dog, welcome. Silver Spurs 420. Welcome to the show. You write a note. 1mm 251. Coin number 3 for Jordan. It is actually starting good, Dan. That looks like a little fat on the 9 there. Let me see what kind of double dies there are for this. Not much in that one. Let's look at copper coins. Doesn't seem to have doubling on anything. That might be. I'm going to look at it with the loop. That might be abrasion. Doesn't show up real good with the loop, but it sure does show up good on the scope. So let me look at Wexler, see what he's got. Either way, I will end up holding this one out so I can study it some more. Running down Wexler's list here real quick, about halfway down. So far I see nothing like it. All right, so I will pull this out because I want to look at it again, and hopefully we find another one. That way I can see that it's something that's repeating and not like a real mild machine double. Oh, I do a lot of 60 DRPMs. I'm getting to the point in there, they're not even close to memorized, but there are a lot of them, and there's a lot of them that aren't listed yet. This is the same die pair as the first coin in the roll. On this date, when I look for double die reverses, they can be difficult to see. I always spend a little extra time on the FG. What was on his eye? Let's see. Well, it looks like a die scratch, but it could be more than that. So we'll get it back out and take a peek. Yeah, that is... let's see. All right, I'm going to say that is a die scratch because if you look, it goes right into a die scratch. But I will look at it, and yes, there is looks like possibly a little blob on his eyelid too. Slightly. Oh, that's number 4. Here I'm getting ahead of myself there. But good eye, Dan. Excellent eye. Coin number 5. Ron Smith, welcome. Oh, the sense, there's just plethoras of stuff to find still. I do look at a lot of silver coins. But I collect RPMs. I don't collect silver per se. So if most of the silver coins in my collection got some sort of variety on them. I do have a thing for nickels, and I do love silver nickels. Coin number 6 for Paul Hampton. Haven't seen Paul around lately. Hope all's going well with him. Yep, me too, Dan. Lincolns are my thing. They're affordable. Even if you find something on a high-grade early Lincoln, chances are that if you work real hard, you'll be able to afford to buy it. You start getting into some of these other denominations and you find something good and it's on an MS65 coin, all of a sudden the coin's $10,000. And there's a 1mm 251, and we will double check the left roof. And there it is. There's the big marker right there under the D and between the tip of the left roof. Question, I found a 1969 S that looks like the date is a DDO. How do I make sure it's not machine doubling? Paul, I did hear that he was back at home, Farm Dog. Well, let me see if I got a machine double. Let me see if I got something here that might have machine doubling. That doesn't. Let me go out here real quick and get a coin. All right, let me see. If any of these 5 have machine doubling on them. All right, Gypsy, come on, out. I don't think any of these have machine doubling, but I can try and show you how you can tell. One of the best ways to see machine doubling is machine doubling will take off of this dimension. So say it's on the east side of the coin. You'll see it here, and it'll take away from this overall dimension from point A, where my little pointer is, to point B. So it'll make the actual devices smaller. Whereas doubling adds on to the device. All right, now the 69 doubled die, if you can't see it on Liberty, it's not the doubled die because it's naked eye visible. That's about the best I can do it without actually having an example of a machine doubled coin. That's something I'm going to have to start keeping around the scope. Because I do get that question quite a bit. So I should be prepared for it. I like the hunt. That's what it is about for me. I get relaxed. I look at coins. So ultimately, it's about the hunt for me too. Yep, die chip on the 9. Awesome. Coin number 9. Oh, wait a minute. I had another RPM here that I just put back in the normal pile. And that was it right there. Next coin is for Roger. Oh my God, my desk is always... I just got it clean the other day from... I just got it cleaned and it's full already again when I shipped coins out. These are actually pretty decent shaped coins. A couple later die state. Finding goodies is always a plus, Dan. I agree. Coin number 10 for Doug. Yep, finding is... I get the same thrill finding stuff when I go through rolls for you guys. I do enjoy finding stuff. But to me, it's searching. It relaxes me. It takes the pent-up energy that my brain has of thinking about stuff and puts it to good use. And so I'm relaxed more when I look at coins. PCGS only recognizes, well, I shouldn't say that because it's kind of different now. They used to only recognize cherry pickers varieties, but now it seems that they are recognizing stuff if people kind of want to pay them to label it with like a label. Then you have NGC, which they have a list of stuff that is cherry pickers varieties plus what they consider good varieties on their list, and that's called the Variety Plus program that they run. The best way, in here, one of these days we're going to do a video on what everybody should have. In my opinion, too many people rely on a microscope. That's why even when I'm doing reveals here, I've got a loop sitting right in front of me, and sometimes I think I see something or I don't think I see something, and I automatically grab it and look through the loop because it looks different through the loop. It actually projects itself out different. There's more dimensionality, I guess. I don't know if that's actually a word to it through the magnifier. And another thing, when you're searching coins, even in a microscope, turn your coins if you think you see something, stop, turn. It changes the way the lights hit. And lighting can cause all sorts of, we'll just call it false positives. Hey, Donald. How are you? Hope all is well, and I'm glad to hear you watch all the streams. I've got 5 more scheduled. I already scheduled next week's streams. This is 1MM251 that we're finding. And we will double check the marker on the reverse. And here it should have right there, you see this little abrasion or circular scratches that are worn above the left roof. Oh yeah, well that's one too that when you do find it, you kind of got to go back and forth because there's so much, especially if it was pretty circulated, you end up second guessing yourself. Is it, isn't it, is it, isn't it? And that actually is one of the easier die pairs to discern. And I think there's 4 die pairs. There might be 5. Sissy, welcome. You, I think, are in the books for one of the 3 RPMs we've found so far. Next coin is for Mickey, and this is a handwritten tag because somehow I missed typing one of the names, and I go to put names in everything, and I only got 49 names. Eric Math, welcome to the show. Next coin is for Dan. Seeing this die pair with this little die pit right there. I haven't formed an opinion about cat grading service yet. I have been kind of keeping an eye on it from afar through other dealers. I know one of my local dealers is okay with it. He doesn't go out of his way to use it. He buys coins that are cat graded when he can. Then I have one dealer who is not into it at all. And it's because they grade different. The one thing I have learned is that they are definitely, over the years, I do think that PCGS and NGC had, it's kind of like if you never set a new record, will people continue to keep watching something? So it seems to me that, after a while, they started getting more 67s and 68s, where that used to be a near impossible grade to get when they first started up. And they grade different. They definitely grade with more eye appeal than they used to. There used to be a lot more semantics to it, in my opinion. But like grading itself, my opinion is kind of subjective. I'm not a huge fan of grading overall. 22D, weak D, strong reverse, I probably would... that would be no D, strong reverse. I probably would have that graded because I think that's the valuable one of them all. Both PCGS and NGC have, unless it's toning like in mint sets, when the mint sets and proof sets came in cardboard boxes or were in paper envelopes, they seem to not bother those coins so much. There's a guy, Pablo Coins or something like that, Coin Geek. He always puts some good stuff into PCGS just to test things out, and he has good luck with toned coins, whereas a lot of people send toned cents in or toned dimes and nickels, and they don't. They come back as questionable color and stuff like that. Whereas I know that like 2 or 3 years ago, they were just putting toned on they were grading them and then putting toned on there. And lately, I haven't seen them doing that. So like grading toners has kind of been out of the norm for the last couple years. Whereas it was quite normal to grade a toner. You'd grade a toner and it would always come back like red-brown. Would never come back red. And then it would say toned after it. I know that Chuck had sent a bunch in years ago and got them all back graded. And then he sent another bunch from the same exact bunch in a couple years ago. And they all come back as basically they didn't slab them. There is going to be, I think all the grading service, I know ANAX is going to be there too. I think all the grading services might be there. The problem that you will have, I think, with CAC is I think they will be reluctant to give any coin under an AU a straight grade. They're going to give details grades for a lot of coins that normally would not get details grades from other grading services. And that is the big complaint I've heard from dealer friends of mine. They've broken out like Morgan's out of PCGS to try to get it in a CAC holder to get it back as it being details. Then they send it back to PCGS and it grades the same as it graded before. NGC will not be there, okay? So that's my issue. What I know about CAC, I can't really offer any more information. They do hold value on the market. They do seem to have a premium over PCGS. And like I say, a couple of the coin dealer friends that I do have, they readily buy them if they're already graded. They have no problem with them. So I think they grade harder than any of the grading services, which surprises me because John Albanese started PCGS and NGC. So it makes me wonder if PCGS and NGC graded like CAC did when they started. Or did he change his how he grades? Or what his standards for grading are? That's right. And like I say, I think there's going to be other grading companies there. And you know, a coin, when it comes to a circulated specimen, that coin probably should go to, actually, any of the four. I have no problem with ANAX. Some people seem to. I actually think ANAX grades harder than PCGS and NGC. If I had a complaint about ANAX is that they grade a lot of MS63 and MS64 coins where PCGS and NGC do not seem to do that. Coin Junkie, welcome. JM. Grading is totally subjective. Well, everything in our hobby is subjective, JM. AI grading is not the solution, I don't think, because then you're going to have, it's just like AI referee in football game. It takes the word game out of football when you have perfection in every way. Human error is part of a game. And a lot of people have a hard time realizing that until they get something that's run by a computer that has no errors, and then it's no fun anymore because there's no human error in it to give you a win when you shouldn't win or make you lose when you shouldn't lose. And that's what I would do, Copperell. I would take it and I would walk to the tables and see what everybody thought. In that grade, I don't think it's going to matter what grading service really, if it's like VF20. The most important thing in a grade like that is having it authenticated. And I think any of the grading services, I mean, I probably wouldn't take the plunge with like ICG. I'm not a fan, and from what I hear from my coin dealer buddies is they send sliders to ICG. Stuff that they kind of anticipate won't get a straight grade, might get a straight grade with ICG. Oh, for the Oklahoma show, I definitely heard ANAX was supposed to be there too. Next coin is for Mickey. Yeah, grading coins is definitely subjective. And if, like I said, if you realize just how long they spend on a coin, I am acquainted with some people, used to be great friends with somebody who was a grader for years. And his philosophy on grading was totally awesome. And I'm not going to share it here, but it totally brings subjective into play. And then I'm acquainted with other people that work there, and I mean, they bust through a lot of coins every day. So they don't spend a whole lot of time or look at your coin. They might look at it, breeze it under a magnifying glass just to look at the fields real quick. Most everything they look at is eye appeal. Does that coin look great? Thought that was a little rim burr there for a second, but nope. And Chuck, I think his opinion differs than mine on grading. He is not anti-grading. I guess I'm not anti-grading either. I just, unless it's a coin that I think is worth $300 or $400, I don't bother with it. I just think it is not worth it. Hey, Robert Bruce, how are you? Hope everything's well. Thanks for joining. We haven't hit an RPM in a little bit. Found 3 in the roll. How have you been doing, Coin Junkie? I haven't seen no streams from you lately. Ran out of rolls. Well, that's a good reason. I hope I never have that issue. I shouldn't. But you never know. Ah, all right. 60D is one of the best dates to search, Robert. You find a lot of stuff. There's a plethora of varieties. That was the year after they first changed the design, so they made just tons and tons of pennies. Coin 22 was the giveaway, and that, so you know, went to Crispy. I just saw that and forgot. So congratulations, Crispy. You get $5 towards reveals. Do have a reveal sale going tonight. And we will do a 2004 roll, a 63P, a 55D, a 54S, and a 61D. I was really trying to make that show, Farm Dog. I just couldn't make it happen. I had a lot of family stuff going on over the last month. And a matter of fact, that's kind of why I'm doing this reveal at 1 o'clock. I have an obligation at 5 o'clock. So there we go. There's another one. It's minor, but it is 1mm251. I don't know if it has a cross. Let me see if I crossed this one or not. I did not. I did say 54S, Ronald. And I'll show you the rolls before I'm done. We'll do a little recap here of what we found in the roll. Coin 43 for Roger. And then I'll show you the rolls that will be up for sale tonight. I will be hosting the reveal show. So you'll get to hear my voice. Otis, welcome. I didn't see you pop in. Coin 44 goes to Doug. I will be going to the fun show on Thursday. I plan on making it a quick trip. The normal crowd is not going. So I'm just going to bust up there. It's only a couple hours from my house. And hit that show. See what I can find. Yeah, I'll try and make it next year. I hope. Oh, I should say I hope to. A year, if I find out when it is, I should be able to make things happen within a year, you'd think. Coin 47 goes to Dave. I will definitely be at the fun show in January because that show's big. There's a lot of like this. The summer fun is probably half the size of the fun show in January. The fun show in January, it has had 1,000 dealers there. I'm thinking I looked just a day or so ago. I think there's 350 going to be at Summer Fun. AZ Coins, good morning. Coin 49 goes to Taco John. And the final coin in this roll goes to Mickey. And we will go and do a recap of this, and I will show you the rolls that will be available coming up tonight. We got 4 RPMs in this roll, and they go to Sissy, Carl, Mark, and Sireg. And then our rolls for this evening will be an 04 bank wrapped, original wrapped roll, a 63p Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, nice and tight. Then I have this roll. It's a plastic tubed roll, but it has a hand-wrapped roll inside of it. This roll originally had 1925 Buffalo nickels in it. Nice. But that's that roll. Then I have this hand-wrapped roll of 54S, and it has been taped shut for, I don't want to untape it. I've had this roll for 25 years myself, and it had yellow tape on it when I got it. And then we have a Bank of America 61D roll. And those are the 5 rolls that were going to be up for sale tonight. I hope everybody joins me for the reveal sale. I surely appreciate it, and I love spending time with you guys. And I have got to call it an afternoon so I can get busy here. So I hope to see y'all later. You guys have a great afternoon. Thanks. I can, Farm Dog.